File service, what is it? Okay, first of all, understand what is file server. Who can tell me? What do you mean by the file server?
File server is the it's a part of server only, where what we do the transferring of files from one one server to another domain or the.
Okay. So generally, what we need in our office, we definitely need one file server, right? And all the laptop user, we are working, let's say any of the folders, shared folders. Now in these shared folders, we will copy our Excel file, Word files, right? Whenever we need to fetch the files from there, or any software repository. Actually, what is it? This is a file server. This is also a server having huge number of space, and this particular space contain the files. So whenever we need, we have to go like this way, right? From go to the RAM / IP address and then folder name, and then it will come and will copy the file. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm doing here in SCL.
Yes. Yeah. So Sapna, you think that is also the same thing you do, right?
Right? Yes.
So
I don't do anything.
Okay, so I think it will be not applicable for you, because as per your job profile, it will be not there. Just understand the concept. I'm telling you what. Let's say these are the users, and they users something they are working in a Word or Excel or any kind of software repository they need. Repository means what? Certain server, certain space. You got my point. So big organization, they always told, do not let's say any of the Excel sheet that is shared Excel sheet. That means you are working, Azamas are working, Sapna also working. So simultaneously all multiple people are working, because this is a running shifts. And now tell me, if that Excel sheets, if it is located on your desktop, will everyone will work? No, because this is located on your desktops. But if we create one file server and centrally I deposit that files and I share that file, so that simultaneously everyone can open that sheet and update that sheet, right? Now that particular space what I have created, that is called file server. So our today topic DFS is basically a redundancy of file server. Now tell me, what do you mean by redundant?
Reducing. Reducing. Reducing or something.
What do you mean by redundancy? Redundance, what is it? Sapna, anything comes in your mind? What is redundancy? What do you mean by redundancy?
Is it something that's stable?
No. Redundancy means something around to continuation or load balancing. Got my point? Now just think of it. Every day you come office, you access your file server, you took your data there, and this data, after you create the files, save the data, it will directly go to the file server. So same way, this machine, this users also open that Excel sheet and he update that files, and as usual that files were go to the file server. Now just think of it. In that case, if this file server somehow crashed, maybe any server can crash any moment. Okay, any server can crash any moment. That doesn't have any guarantee. That is why you are providing IT services, right? Now in this business hours, you are going and you have a, that means the data processing company or BPOs or KPOs, they need kind of file server. That means, let's see, you are every day you are tracking a huge customer database. Now
sorry, can I ask you some stupid question?
Yes, no problem.
I just want, because I don't know too much, but I'm just thinking, is a cloud server as well?
No. Boss, nothing as of now related to cloud. Whenever cloud will come, I will tell you. Just forget about anything in advance what you know. Forget about it. I am telling you, in your, let's say you are, okay, again I am telling you very simple language. So that wall queue. So this is your office. This is your office. So this is your colleagues bay, this is your manager bay, and this is enter part of IT server room, and this is a reception. Okay, this is a reception. This is your reception. So generally what you do, you first come to office, in entry your reception, and then go to your place, right? So this is your cubicle. Now from this cubicle, what is your day-to-day activity? Let's say you are working in a call center. So in call center, people, what they do, they have a link in your computer. Through this link they will click run, and then one Excel sheet will open, and that particular Excel sheet will contain all the user data, right? Like you never have opened shared drive. Let's say I am accessing this one, then server IP address 10.10.10.10/, file name. If I open it, network location that file was there shared, that file is open. Now I open that Excel sheet and try to call the people, call center jobs. That's it. Now what happened? You come to office, you have a huge load. That means today you have to mitigate anyhow 10 calls, right? Or something else. So once you're trying to access that Excel sheet, you see that page, you are getting that share path cannot be accessible. Now you just think, what is the problem? You call to IT guys and say that, hey, I'm not able to access this share. Now your IT guys go, okay fine, let me check. He go to the server room and he check that your server is on problem. The server is not working, right? Now what will happen? Once from your machine you are trying to connect, it's refused your connection. So the Excel sheet is not opening. Why? Because server is down. Now what will happen? Any organization, large organization, they cannot compromise any downtime with kind of to lose their services. They always spend money for redundancy services. They are telling that, but okay fine, one file server I am accessing, I am getting my day-to-day job is finished, I am happy. But tell me the redundancy level, how come I do that? So redundancy level, Microsoft introduced one feature called DFS, distributed file system. So before distributed file system, file server shared access concept is clear to everyone.
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. I think Noor concept is not clear. Let me create two machines and then I will show you what to do that. Okay. Wait.
Yeah, just go to for just basic.
I understood.
Right.
I understood.
No.
I understood. No issue. I'll show you. Sure.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Guys, one question to everyone. After do your practical, okay, let's say you have completed your practicals. Now what you need to do, just see that path, right, e-users document, and from there you can delete your virtual machine. Okay, and then you come here, click on it, remove the machines. Okay, fine. Now in case you did not complete your practical, in that case you have to rename your machine and say that don't touch, Azam don't touch, so that I could understood that your practical is remaining. Clear?
Yes, that is fine.
Okay. Let me install two machines first. I am showing you what group file server is what. Then we'll go for DFS. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one question in my mind.
Yes, please.
So if you are telling the load balancing, right?
Hmm.
So load balancing, I think it's basically occur when same thing can be accessed by at the same time with a multiple
Yes,
user.
yes. Let me first
Then
understood
it occur.
the
Then it occur, I think. Right?
yes. Let me first understood the normal file server how it work.
Mhm.
Once node tell us yes I understood, then I next tell you the DFS. Okay.
And Siddharth, one more thing, like you just like told that the IP address we access one command like this. Okay.
Hmm.
So what I observe in my company, because number of people, as we are IT guys, so number of people we are accessing the same file together, but no issue occur. Everyone is able to access.
Hmm.
Why this?
That is DFS.
Okay.
That is DFS.
So Siddharth, how many language you know? Like English, Hindi, and Bengali. Any more?
Bengali, English, Hindi, Urdu,
Okay.
a little bit of French. That's it. उर्दू सिर्फ बोलना आता है लिखना नहीं
लिखना तो मुझे भी नहीं आता है, बहुत टफ है वो. आई थिंक नूर को आता होगा.
Noor, I guess he will understand Pust, right?
Yes, I read and write Urdu both.
Pust language. I think it's a
As
language.
well. Yeah, I can read both. Pashto, Baluchi, I can read and write.
Oh, great. So different country students are there. I think everyone you have to visit. So my world tour is complete.
Yeah, this is really plus point, na? We understand each other very well.
Exactly. So yes, last day 2 people has joined from Bangladesh. One is from Dhaka, another person is from the border of Burma and Bangladesh.
Okay. Okay.
And that person neither he understood Bengali very well, neither he understood Hindi very well. He forget about Hindi, even he not understanding clearing in Bengali. I don't know which language they are talking.
In Bangladesh, they manufacture clothes, right?
No. In Bangladesh,
No.
many companies are there. Many IT companies are there. Accenture there, Cognizant there, Wipro there. Many companies are there. Resources very cheap now. Why companies getting there? Because very cheap persons. Let's say I'm giving you Accenture. Anyone Accenture? That said Accenture is big concern. In India. Now,
Yes.
in Indian currency, they are giving 10 lakhs, right? Anyone they are giving 10 lakhs. Same amount he is giving to Bangladesh. Now, there's a hell and heaven difference. 1 rupees Bengali, Indian, it's 70 rupees in Bangladesh. So, every company looking Bangladesh for cheapest resource.
Yes, when I was in UK, I had seen that there were clothes exported from Bangladesh to UK. They means most of them from Bangladesh. So I
Exactly.
was like shocked. Like,
Actually, world
They shocked
famous.
me.
They are famous in for their cloth manufacturer. That means it's very cheaper. World class topmost jeans was imported from Bangladesh. Not only clothes, leather goods. Hmm. That is the
Yeah.
main product there, Bangladesh. Yeah. So this is my file server one. So same way I will clone and then create another machines. Okay, today practical is very is very not critical. I'm not saying critical. I'm saying that this is very important and vital things. So understand the concept. Okay. Okay, so let it install the VMware tool and all. Then I will. This is my workstation. Okay, or let's say laptop. Okay. Now I'm getting power on the server. Okay. So this is my laptop and this is my file server. How laptop user will access file server? So first what I need to do, I'll create the network connection first. So this is my file server and I need that file server have create local storage. Okay. So in that case I need one extra hard disk.
Why you need extra disk?
Because will you create the file server on a C drive? If the server is crashed, then you forget about all your data.
Okay.
That is why you need extra hard disk, right? It's called additional backup drive.
Okay.
After you add hard disk, you will not be able to show that hard disk drive in my computer. Why? Then what the options? You have to do go to the disk MGMT. You see there that the file was created 30 GB. Now it is showing unpartitioned state. So what you need to do, first you have to make this online. After that it's showing not initialized, make it initialized.
Nice.
After that you have to, it's showing unallocated, so make it allocated. Now after format you can see that drive in your my computer. See, got it? Now this particular, that is why I recommended, no, even your desktop or laptop, if you are saving any file on desktop or my document or C drive, do not save it. In case this Oasis crash, next time who format the systems, you do not have any options to retrieve your data. Always create a backup drive or additional drive, save your data from there. Okay, so that is why I was created additional drive. And now what I need to do, I will create one shared folder first, and that particular shared folders allow me to access the Excel or Notepad from another machines. Got it? So go to the properties, folder, shared underscore folder. Now shared folders, if I want to share the folders, so definitely the shared folder needs the sharing permissions. Am I right? So for that only,
Yes.
go to the properties, from there sharing. If you enable the share options, then right now this machine not in domain, right? So he is not in domain, he is in work group of options. So in that case you need, everyone should have access. So click on it, select everyone, and which type of access you need, everyone should read and write. Now anyone in your infrastructure can access the share, and under the share folders, any of the notepad, he can multiple simultaneously share the data. Right? Any doubt as of now?
No, no, Siddharth.
Noor and Sapna?
No.
Understood.
Perfect. Now I'm telling you what. Normally laptop user, how he will get access? In that case, as I told you, either you have to disable firewall or enable the exception. That is very mandatory. Every cases after server install, your first priority, you have to disable the firewall. If you not do this, then it will create a lots of problem. Hell lot of problem it will create. So better either disable it or enable the port as per your choice. Okay. Now laptop also need the local administrator password, but if you do not provide the, because file server also have the administrator password, and that administrator won't allow you if you do not have password. Okay, so make your administrative password first. For that only I am going to comp mgmt.msc, and from there users, I saying everyone just delete that. Okay, so just delete that because this is a very no longer used. Got my point? So it will unnecessarily create a lots of permission issues. So first make the password for your administrator.
That what is the need of guest user?
Guest user, it's for the guest login without any permission. Forget about any permission. He just able to log in. That's it. Same thing. User also have the same thing. So delete it. No require it. Okay.
So I think guest users don't have all the rights, right?
Yes.
Only limited access.
No as of now, no rights. Just for guest login. That's it. If anyone come to your home, so this person will have access to access your almirah or drawer, access your wealth assets. No, it just your your servant will give one glass of water and keep them wet in our guest room.
Yeah, in companies when we go for interview, they ask us to log in for interview, right? So that's a guest user.
Exactly. Exactly. So now, if you want to access your file server or access that Excel sheet or notepad, how will you normally do that? Go to start, run, and then your file server IP address. What is your file server IP address? That I just did not did it. So let's make the IP address ncpa.cpl.
Sorry, Siddharth, I have a question about one thing. I'm just confusing. For example, you say we need to put the file server IP address. For example, I'm a client, yeah, I got a laptop, I want to connect with the file server, yeah. How I know the file server IP address? I don't have a...
That is the big challenges. You have to ask anyone, right? That's you are new, join, or what the file server, how I know that? Because you have to ask, because there is no options.
How?
Why DFS comes into the picture? You will realize the problem, then DFS comes. You got my point?
So that's one more question I have also.
Yes, yes.
Just for example, here we are providing the static IP to the file server, right? In case this file server is taking the dynamic IP, so how we access with the particular data IP?
Generally, I'm telling you, file server will not have the dynamic IP address. Either your file server will be a domain, okay, or either file server in work group, that is forget about DHCP. It's all a static IP address.
Always static. Okay, fine.
Perfect. Now how will you access your file server? Go to the run, start, and file server IP address 10.10.10.10, and then you will see that share folder options coming, right? Now you open it and you open that shared folders. I mean notepad. You save your work, day-to-day work, right? You finish your day-to-day work and then save, and you go back home, right? Now you power off your laptop and go back home. Now tomorrow morning you are coming and you say that, okay, I'm just first connecting, disable. Now tomorrow morning you come and you say, why it is taking too much time, file server path is not working. Then after 5 minutes you try, because still I'm not able to access the file. So what happened? What's up now? This is the same thing you face, right?
Because IP address it is select for.
Exactly. Why I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say that's your file server, somewhere it's problem. Maybe file server damaged, or maybe hard disk corrupted, anything happened. That is why you are not getting it, right? So I'm creating the scenario to understand the node, because node doesn't have familiar in this file share purpose. Now I'm telling you, you normally access from there and you do your work and you save, and you can see that the file will be stored on file server. Okay.
Yeah.
File will be stored on file server. Now in file server, if I go to that share path, I can see that people are working and data are updating. Now see, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm telling you, what is the redundancy have? In case the file server is crashed or damaged, will I able to work?
No.
Will I able to work? Instead of here in notepad, Excel sheet, application, many things can be available. But you are getting it. First of all, there is a problem. You do not have the knowledge of what is my IP address. Then you have to seek, you need help someone by, boss, can you tell me the file server IP address? This is the big challenges. And second one, if the file server is crashed, your all data has been finished until unless server is back to online, right? And neither this time you will not be able to work. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
So that
yes.
one question.
Yeah.
Just for example, whatever I have updated in the file server. Okay. So I want to copy that file in my computer also. That is possible for me.
Yeah, why not? See, I'm telling you, this is the distributed one. If you copy that file from your laptop, what will happen? Because other people is also working, right? Now you can copy the file, no problem. You can copy the file from your laptop, no problem. But someone says, and you have started working on this. Now while you are going to update that sheet, you will see that so many things has been updated because other people already shared. Then what is the purpose of using this to your desktop? No need, because this file is shared and dynamically everyone is updating that file from their laptop. That is why it is stored on a centralized share folder, right?
Okay.
Now I'm telling you that part everything is no, because node was not aware. That is why I have created that file server part. But otherwise there is no intention. Okay.
Now this is very helpful. This is very helpful.
Yeah.
I just had as per Azam's question, whatever data was on his shared file here in the server, if he has copied and he has pasted it on his laptop. So if the other users are making changes to the shared file, then that changes won't reflect on the desktop icon. I mean the shortcut that we have created on the desktop.
Yeah, shortcut you create, but he's not telling. He is not telling that shortcut. He is telling that if I copy that file to that particular desktop, will it work? No. Because he can create shortcut on his desktop. That is, if I create shortcut, he can create shortcut on his desktop. That doesn't mean, okay. And that shortcut he can come here and from there he can access that files, shortcut files. Now I am not telling like that. He is telling that I am going to copy that files and I paste in my desktop. Now if this file is shared, you can copy, no problem, but it is only update your files. If other people have update, you do not have any clue, right?
Right.
That is why the motto is to share the file, right? This is a normal oldest file server. And this particular file server, the problem is you have to remember the file server IP address. This is the first challenges. Second level challenges is there is no such redundancy. Clear?
There is another challenge, like for example, I can't access the file server. So what I need to do next? I mean, what is the problem is going on?
Exactly, I'm telling you. Exactly, I'm telling you. During your business hours, anything wrong on file server, you're not able to access that file server. That means your work is.
And a lot of people working from home, like
So in that case, if the file server is crashed, you no longer support. I mean, no longer work. That means there is no redundancy. Clear? Now Microsoft DFS Microsoft introduced a latest technique. It's called the DFS, distributed file service. One single term. If anyone asks you what do you mean by Microsoft DFS, then simple as answer, DFS is kind of file server redundancy. If you say this line, interviewer will ask you, boss, you know everything. He will not supposed to make you further question on this. Okay.
So DFS is like a file server redundancy.
Exactly. Now I'm telling you the concept. Earlier, what you do, you have a one file servers, and this all other laptop or desktop users, they are using this file server by network. Now just think of it. If this server is crashed, no one will access. This is the traditional oldest file server. Now concept is this, like things, you have a more than one server or file server. You can create one, you can create two, you can create three, any four as per your budget. So generally two file server there, but you can create 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 8. Okay. What is the purpose of it? Purpose is, like earlier, these are the laptop users, so many laptop users, desktop users, they are connecting the file server, any of the one of the file server, right? Now in case this file server is crashed, in DFS, connection will be moved from this to this. That means all the connection you are connecting to this server, it is redirected traffic to this. It is not redirecting, this server is not redirecting, it's redirecting by DFS. DFS will redirecting the file to this particular server. Now my question, let's say last night you have done this much of, this much of work, but today morning you see that this server is crashed and this DFS is moving to another subject, another server, but that server also have the same level of backup. How it possible? How it possible? Can you tell me the answer?
Load balancing?
No. No.
Can you repeat your question once again?
My question, Microsoft. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Okay, can you please go on mute? Yeah. I am telling you, Microsoft is giving you the file server level redundancy. He is telling, instead of one file server, you have to use more than one file server. So lowest you can use 2, maximus you can use 8 file server, right? So let's say I am a big organization, I am using 4 file server. Now in 4 file server, what happened, I am telling you, forget about this one. Last day you have worked that much level, that much of update, I am telling you, just for the logical representation. Now tomorrow morning you come office and you say, hey, boss, I had come to know that the file server is crashed, then how will I work? Then your IT team, don't worry, another server is also working. And he is not telling you in depth details, he said that another server is working. And you have a question comes to your mind, Okay, you are telling that one server, another server is working. How come any one of the server I have worked that much of level, right? Tomorrow morning I am coming and you say last day server was crashed, it is redirecting your connection from another server. But how this server will take that backup? Is that anyone copy that backup to that particular server? No. Then how come it will be work?
Because we're gonna use the file service distribute command or something.
No, partially it's right, but
No.
concept is,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the
Okay.
concept is, okay, let me finish. 1, 2, 3, let's say you have a 4 file server. So the 4 file server have same kind of data. It's like your first file server, okay? Same kind of data. Now in middle of that, you have, there is a technical term called replication. File server replication service, it's called FRS, okay? So in DFS there is a options file server replication service. So after you leave the office, replication service is started. Now what he do, he will copying the file from working server to another backup server.
So is all the time is working. You
Yes.
mean all the time we doing first server is gonna be a replication to all the time is doing same things.
All the server or not all the time. If you create that setting that every time it will sync, it will sync. But generally people do after business hours, because if every time file server is getting synced, it will be choked to your network. Got my point? Everywhere in network will be a slow. So after people leave their office, 8 PM or 9 PM, file server replication service started from the background. Now he copying all the files what you have updated to other working file server. Now tomorrow morning you come to office, any of the server is crashed, no matter, other working server will give you the rare services. So this is called redundancy of file services. Got my point? And here there is another benefit, like you told, I have joined newly in the organization. How will I know that what is the file server IP? Here you no need to remember your file server IP address. How will you get? Just go to your run and type your domain IP address, a domain name. That means, let's say you have joined bt.com. So just type bt.com. Once you type your bt.com, no, you all the file servers or folders or shared folder all will be showing available. Now you have select anyone and start working on it. So this
it's gonna work. Sorry, it's gonna work when you're gonna do it in the first server. In the after, I mean, it's not gonna work when you're not doing the replications.
Replication is another settings that will automatically work from the background. So that you have to create. That intelligence you have to create. That is the DFS intelligence, no? That is DFS intelligence. Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to create it. It's not going to work like you're going to put in the
Exactly.
and you want
DFS, see, DFS option is, file replication service is optional. You can create, you may not create. If you not create, that means this kind of backup will not come. Or if you create, then this kind of backup will come. But 99% recommendation you have to create, or else there is no benefit to use DFS. Clear?
So when I create the first server, file server, and it's going to automatically go to next 3 server, like a 4 server file, is it going to go automatically, or I need to create each server?
No. So first you have to build. First, while you build and create the DFS, so first time you have to know how many file server you can add it in this DFS model. Let's say 2, 3, 4 according to your budget. So you have decided I have added 3 file server there. Fine. So in between these 3 file server, you create your DFS farm, right?
Yeah.
And these 3 server, you have to create a replication service between these 3 servers. So DFS normally, whenever you are trying to access any file server, so nearest file server or nearest IP, he will trying to connect you. Got my point? Now, if the whole day you have connected with that particular server and at the end of the day you are leaving, right? Now, while you leaving from this particular servers, how come other server will know at what you did? After business hours, one service was started in background. It's called FRS, File Replication Service, and this particular file replication service will transfer all this backup to other file server. You got my point?
Yeah. Siddharth, one more question I have.
Yes.
My question is actually, just for example, what is the storage of file server?
What is the
Storage of file server.
storage of file server? Means either the file server is a storage box, NetApp file server, or normally Hitachi file server, or it may be a Windows server. That's it.
That's the one little bit question in my mind, so I want to ask. Just for example, I understand load balancing and redundancy, how it is happening, right? Hello?
Forget about load balancing. Here is no concept of load balancing. It is the concept of redundancy. In case Muhammad is not coming today, instead of Muhammad, Noor will be able to provide you the support. That's it. I'm telling you, in an office, let's say you and Noor are working in a bank, right? You also cashier and Noor also cashier, and Sapna is the customer. Sapna never seen Noor there. Sapna always seen you. Whenever Sapna go to office bank, he always do transaction with you. So you have a very good relationship between you and Sapna, right? Now one day what happened? You never come. I mean, you have not attend the office or bank due to some issue in illness or something else. Got it? Now Sapna come to office and she's searching you where you are there. Now she asked, where is Muhammad? I have an urgent work with him. He say, no, Muhammad is not available. He's sick today. So Noor will be available. Now once he telling, actually I am some little bit confusion because I have everything, my background history to Muhammad, that where is my account, where is the transaction, what is the history of it. He know everything, but if I telling you again, then I have to start. Then Noor said, don't worry madam, I know everything, because we have a sync between Muhammad and me. So Muhammad went today morning, he tell that he's not able to come, and he tell that one customer will come, his name is Sapna, and Sapna having this kind of transaction. So ma'am, don't worry, just submit your token, I'll give you the money. So in absence of Noor, in absence of Muhammad, Noor is come to the picture, and Noor have same kind of information like Muhammad, and Noor will provide the service to Sapna. Now Sapna satisfied and he leave the bank. Is that clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, now the question is, instead of Noor or instead of Muhammad, I am also added there. So let's say Noor is not available, so Muhammad is not available, so either Noor will be available, handle cash office, or Muhammad is not available, or Muhammad is also busy. Instead of Muhammad, I will be available in cash. But everyone have the same information that today 10 PM Sapna will come and he will do that kind of transaction. Is that clear everyone? Why? Because of we are three, me, Muhammad and Noor, we three having understanding or synchronization between each of us. That synchronization is called replication services. You got my point or not?
Okay, got it.
Yeah, got it.
Noor, clear or not?
Yeah. It's a replication services. Yeah, got it.
But here, one thing is that, as I told you, that you no need to remember your, IP address. So definitely, what instead of IP address, what you need to remember? Your domain name. So definitely, domain comes into the picture. So also there is a domain controller. There are two sides of there is a domain controller, and this particular domain controller will actually secure them via domain. Okay, this all are DFS service, distributed file server, are this part of this domain, so that no one can destroy or no one can misuse. Right? Is that okay or not?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now next concept is called namespace. DFS namespace. Okay, to understand the DFS namespace, I am telling you, let's say Noor is traveling to his native, that means where is from, Afghanistan or Pakistan, what, Noor? Pakistan, I guess. So from UK he is traveling
Pakistan.
to Pakistan, yeah. So from UK he is traveling to his country. Now I'm telling you, the concept of namespace means Noor thinking I'm going to Pakistan, right? So from London to Pakistan not possible on a single route. How come? He first come to airport, Heathrow airport. Am I right? He comes
Yes.
to Heathrow airport. In Heathrow airport, and after he comes to Heathrow airport, there is a separate flight. Some flight directly go to Pakistan, Lahore. Some flight directly go via Dubai, right? Or maybe not, there is no direct connection with Pakistan. He directly go Dubai, from Dubai to Pakistan, or he directly go to Singapore, from Singapore to Pakistan, or the directly go to the India, then India to Dubai, and then Pakistan. So there are the many options, right? But before he adopt any options, he have to go airport, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So Heathrow is the namespace. So same way, before we access file server or print server or some other folders, we have to access the namespace. And namespace name, it's related to your organization part. Okay. So I am telling you, my organization name is BT. So BT is deal with telecom projects. Now different folders, shared folders are created, like call data record, like network performance, like customer database, like data usage, like calls duration, call scheme. Many folders are created on this namespace. So the namespace name should be related to all those stuffs. So you can mention namespace may be telecom products. So bt.com/telecom products, once you search it, open it, you will see all that folders shared under this telecom product will be available, like call data records, like customer data record, right, recharge plan, all those types of things will be comes there. So as I told, namespace is just like a airport. Either your destination, wherever it is, you have to come airport. From there you have to pick up your proper connection. Is that clear or not? Is that clear or not?
Yes, Siddharth, it is clear, but we are accessing through IP as well, right?
No, this time we will not access through IP address. This time, as I told you, this time we will access this by domain name, then slash namespace. Right?
Okay.
So other two, Sapna and Noor.
Yeah.
Clear or not?
Yeah, it's clear. Yes, clear.
Now we are thinking virtually a lot of things. What about namespace? What is it? Now I am doing, once I doing this, you will be understood. It's very easy and simple things. You got my point? But before that, you have to understand the minimum concept. That's it. Clear?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So namespace I understood. Now tell me, you are telling, okay, fine, I understood the namespace. Anything I folder I want to open. So before that, I have to put down my domain name, then namespace, then folder. Now my question, who will contain that namespace? Who will hold that namespace? Because I understood that share folder is hold by the file server. That I understood. Share folder will hold by file server. Domain is,
I think it's a domain controller.
Exactly. I don't know, you are telling, I mean, you are having conceptually, you are tell, or you are just try, but your answer is 100% right. Namespace will hold by namespace server, but here namespace server means domain controller. Clear?
Yes, that's clear.
Perfect. Great. So in that case, I am just drawing the, so Sapna, it's clearing to you, right? I mean, any doubts, just stuck me. Just stuck me an answer.
Sid, what I wanted to ask is, at times I get tickets, how you know, that there is an Excel file and multiple people in the office are using the same file. Few of them are working from home, few of are at office, and few are on show site, okay? But all work simultaneously, and one of them does not have access to it. So when I asked him when was the last time you were able to access his Excel sheet, then if I ask him, like sometimes they say it's opening but it's taking a hell lot of time to open, or maybe he is not able to amend that Excel file, and the other team members of his group are able to make changes. It's only he who is not able to. So one is latency.
This is also the exactly. Generally, what happened if the users are working from home, they are connecting through VPN, so it's kind of network latency, as well as some people also locked the Excel sheet during his time. He's doing updation and he forget to uncheck that Excel sheet. Okay, so this Excel sheet still it's locked, so that is why it's not able to work. And third one is totally the problem is network latency. You got
the main concept in this is due to the because of VPN, because people are working from home. So they need to connect with the VPN in the organization.
Exactly. So if the VPN is not working properly, then it might be Excel's not open account.
Yes. Because VPN is a very mandate to access any file from any organization. VPN is a very mandate.
So that is a different things. I am telling you, in DFS issue any problem? Am I understanding problem? Sapna?
No, he had no issues with VPN because he had access to other things. It was only, means I get most of the calls like this. Like it's always the
exactly
shared
because this is the, because I'm telling you Excel sheet sharing. See, generally, do you know anyone of here SharePoint technology? SharePoint, do you know SharePoint?
Yes, I know.
Why the SharePoint comes into the picture? Just because of this kind of full access part, that part. So in SharePoint, same Excel sheet you can host and multiple user can access at the same point without any issue. Okay, but normally raw Excel sheet, if you are going to share, it will create a hell lot of problems. So that is a different things. I'm telling you that is a different issue. It's not related to DFS. I'm telling you the DFS concept is clear to you or not?
Yes.
Okay. So in DFS, what the things we first need? I'm just draw the prerequisites. Paint. Let me draw paint. As I told, this should be have the domain environment. That means I need at least 1 or 2 domain controller, right? We need DC. Next, what we need? We need namespace. Then what we need next is file share. Next, what we need? File server. Next, what we need? File replication. Right? That is the things, this kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 component we need. Right? Now I'm telling you, as Noor find out and he's saying that namespace should be located on DC. Now, if I use one domain controller, if this domain controller is crashed, so namespace they do not have the redundancy. So here it's recommended we have to need at least 2 DC, so that 2 DC can have host the same namespace. That should be a redundancy level. Clear or not?
2 DC is crashed, so what happened?
You say na namespace is hosted on domain controller as a namespace.
For ID, you say is a first DC is a domain controller, for example, is crashed.
Then namespace is not reachable. Then namespace is not reachable.
Yeah. So next one we create another domain controller for backup.
Exactly.
For example,
redundancy.
another domain controller as well is crashed. So what happened next?
Then you just see and watch. God will help. That's it. So generally it is not happen. One single domain controller may down at a time. You can create 3 DC, 4 DC, 5 to up to 40, 100, any number of DC you can create. The ultimate motto is what? Ultimate motto is to active the namespace. That's it.
Because you guys work in, so I'm talking about the based experience, like you guys work in quite
Yes,
long
the
time.
based
now.
experience I'm
Exactly.
telling you, we
Yeah.
because if you have a large corporations, you work, so namespace should be a 4-5, and 4-5 DC should not have the same location. Maybe one of the DCs from the China, one of the APAC, one of the DCs from the Europe, and one of the DCs from the US, one of the DCs from the Africa. You got my point?
Okay.
Now somehow
Yeah.
China DC or data center having some problem, maybe natural calamities or maybe political issue, maybe power not available. So other 3 countries will active the namespace. You got my point? Namespace until if namespace is deactivated, no one can hold the file server. If namespace is active, the namespace contact to file share, then file share will give you the files, and this file share will synchronize each other through file replication service. So as a whole, what I need to do, I will create 2 domain controller first, and I will create 2 file server, right? And I will create, I will first, and what my jobs, first I need 2 domain controller, 1 domain controller and another one additional domain controller. After create additional domain controller, I need to create 2 file server, and then all file server will be the part of this domain. So this is the first.
It's a long practical.
Yes, it's a long, as I told you, it's a long practicals. Understood the concept from A to Z. Okay, so let's do it. So
After practical, it will more clear, right? Like
yes, exactly. So forget about laptop, desktop, whatever it is. I'm just showing you the name. It's file server 2. File server 2. Okay, and side by side, I need another 2 domain controller. Okay. So domain controller, you can mark DC or you can mark namespace DC underscore namespace 1 or DC2 underscore namespace 2.
You can't clone file server and after change, I mean, you can't clone it. I just want to know.
Yeah, I can. Sorry, I can. No problem. Let me clone it.
Siddharth, I'm coming within 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
By the way, Siddharth, this is very interesting practical today.
Entire course is interesting, boss.
Yeah.
And
And,
after that, very interesting also package as well.
that was it. That was in suspense.
If you learn it well, your package will be more interesting.
Actually, what happened, every time we are access the IP address by run command, but we are not actually understand how this work. Okay, but today, yeah.
Sid, is this profile for system administrator like that.
No,
That
no,
is
no,
for server
system administrator, it's related to workstation team or desktop engineer. Your profile will be a server engineer or infrastructure engineer. It's a huge profile. I mean, after learn this course, your profile will be a server engineer or Microsoft Active Directory admin or Windows Server engineer or VMware support engineer or cloud infrastructure engineer. Many options will come after learn this course because it's a combination of Windows, Active Directory, VMware, Hyper-V and cloud. You got my point? It's a huge one course, multiple opportunities like Nirma Savan.
Sometimes I realize why you not meet me before. Sometimes I realize if you meet me before, so today I was somewhere else.
Yeah, the time come and you realize and you come. That's it. Everything depends on time. Until and unless time will come, you never, today you are thinking like that. Now tomorrow, once you are going to learn the cloud, you will tell, why not I come to cloud first? So it's altogether time. Actually, see, generally I'm telling you, some people are poor, some people are mediocre, some people are rich. How? Just because of they realize later on. I'm frankly speaking, don't mind.
Yeah.
Everyone please
Yeah.
don't mind, okay? Because this is the realistic things I'm telling you.
Exactly.
In my age, I'm telling you, don't be otherwise, I'm just telling you the realistic story, okay? In my age, I'm just 35 years old. Now, you can see 45 years old people also in the infrastructure, I mean, in the, IT, but their salary is not so stronger, neither they have a good knowledge. Why? Because they are realized later. You got my point? Even I am
Yes.
telling you, one of the guys, his age is on just 29. He is a more strongest, powerful trainer in cloud DevOps. Just 29 years old. How come? Because he realized far better than me. So it's altogether depends on when you realize. That's I do that. I have to crack it. Once you realize the matter, you have to go with that part. Until unless you not realize and your dad mom wants that you become an engineer or doctors, no fruitfuls. You have to judge yourself. If you judge yourself very fast of this life, like 10, 20 years old, 21 years old, in become 30 years you will be rich. You can move everywhere by BMW car. But if you realize in 40, then even as the age of 40, you do not have any, have enough money to purchase the cycle. Don't be smile, but don't be laugh because I'm telling you that actual truth. It's all depends on man to man. You got my point? When he realize, that's it. That's the matter. That's what I'm telling you. It's not the user, it's not because some people say, no, in my family, everyone is a rich person. Everyone is working in a good company. I am working in a mediocre company. No one help me. No one can't help. If I want, that's come to my Wipro and work my positions. Or I can work, take you my Wipro company as my same project. Will I able to do that? Anyone can do that. Apart from this, no one. No one. Because that is, see, any opportunities come, I fly that message to my groups. Boss, Wipro needs AD guys. Right? If anyone interested can join, they can offer you that kind of, that range to range, that kind of package. Right? So you take interview, Sapna took interview, Noor took interview. In between of that, you crack the interview, other two notes. Why? Because other two still, they don't have this much of knowledge, and this much of knowledge base will crack until and unless they have to judge themselves. You got my point? So there is
Yes.
no feeling bad things I cannot do. It just depends on time. Now same thing happen. Once upon a time, when you realize, then you will get a good job. It is the fact of this real time, man. This is actually called the psychological part of the life. How you control your life later on. If you control your life very strong, very few days you will get many things. Many wealth you can build. But if you realize later on, there is nothing in your hands. That is why in IT industries, many peoples are there. Some people in their early stage, they have created good promotions, good high, good positions, but some people still struggling at the age of 50. That is the reason. This is all together, their seriousness, their contributions, their dedication, all together it depends. Anything what you do yourself, everything you will get back within the same circumstance. If you do hard work, you will do hard result of it. If you do not do hard work, you skip everywhere, you will get the same result at the same circumstance. It is called the karma. No, everything is there. Anyway, so my DC is prepared, so I have to make that part. See, I am working in IT, 10 years around experience, so definitely salary having good hike here. But why should I prepare the students here? Just only for the money? No, never. Just for the control over the IT infrastructure, because I have to survive here. And if I provide the student training every day by day, I am improving my skills as well. You got my point? You are also benefited. And side by side, I am also benefited, because every day same things I am doing day by day by day by day. Right? So that's I'm telling you. Practice man make a perfect. That's why I provide the training, practical training session to everyone. Why? Because until and unless you realized, you stuck, you never, because right now you are seeing, okay, he is doing, after that I have a video I can manage. But I'm guaranteed you, after 2 months, if you watch this video, you forget everything. Everything. So first understand concept, then watch video, then do practice.
And even after seeing the video also, sometimes we stuck.
Exactly.
After seeing the video as well.
Yeah. Because your hands, it's a good thing, boss. If you control in your hands, the hands will give you a lot of things. Perfect. Now generally what I need to do, I will make it on top. DC namespace, DC namespace. So the first one will be, my name is DC underscore DC1 underscore namespace, and second one is DC2 underscore is equal to namespace, right? Anything I miss? Names, okay, there's a space. Perfect. Okay, then what I need to do, I will create the make it first in the same networks. Perfect. Shall I do one thing? I just take the backup for every, take the snapshot before you perform it, because so that everyone can be benefited. Next time you guys only restore that snapshot, okay?
Siddharth, where this snapshot is stored?
It's storing on the folder like TL file, snap file.
Siddharth, even I wanted to know, every time you take snapshots, like what is the need of snapshots? Like, is it creating some screenshot kind of thing, or is it like a live server?
No. Let's say I am doing this practical, right? As you know, after create or load, it will take time, right? This is a wastage of time. Now, if I do not take the snapshot, I will create this practical on this particular machine. Now, after performing this practical, will this machine is anyhow it will be usable? Then you have to delete it because you have done already this practical on this, right? Now, after that, after you did that snapshot, after you did that perform all this practical, if you revert it, the again machine will come to the new stage. Then again you do the next practical. You got my point?
Means you, like after your practice, see, suppose I am working after this session, okay, during my time.
Then just
and
revert
after you will delete that server.
Then just revert the snapshot one. Your machine will be again on this fresh OS. Fresh OS. Got it?
Yeah.
It will restore the server on that moment. That's it. Perfect.
Always making a domain controller before computer name change.
I've already done changed that. Normal just ADDS I'm installing, Active Directory Domain Services. So after install this role, we are going to promote this domain controller. Name is bt.com. Why? Because this is the new forest I'm going to create. Because I do not have any existing options, right? So this is one new forest I'm going to create. Just normal DC we are going to promote. Next is additional DC will promote. Now these two DC will be my namespace server. How? Just install DFS namespace role on this particular DC. After that we will create the namespace. Okay? So this is the flow actually.
Siddharth, can you just you can in short you can summarize all this practical
Sure.
what we're good. Yeah.
First do it, then I'll do the summarize.
Okay.
Okay, so as you know, additional DC require the primary domain controller DNS IP address. But before that, I have to make them into the domain. Then it's easier to join into the same domain controller promotions. So after this domain controller will be come back. Next options, I will add it all this machine into the domain like DC02 file server 2 one by one. Okay. actually guys, this is kind of session now. You will give you knowledge on infrastructure, because infrastructure, again I'm telling everyone, infrastructure consultant, it's a huge package they are offering in India as well as abroad, UK, US, because Noor already stay in UK, and if he learn it well, very well in the server, how much he will withdraw at the end of month, he even don't know.
Yeah, we got like a lot of like jobs, but we don't have a people here. Like looks like in the IT, like IT sector.
Even I would recommend it first you get the job. Like again, you will share the opportunity to everyone in this group.
Well, I don't have any IT background, but I wish like you guys working on the IT.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I will wait for Noor. Just help me in this.
Yeah.
You
Like,
realize
are
now
you
what I told.
study?
I mean, what I told. No, you realize that's a restaurant
Late,
industry
yeah,
or hotel.
late.
Yeah. So that is why you come here. Until unless you realize the wave is not come out. Got it, man? So
So
yeah, tell me.
yeah, so I bought like a router for the switches, but I don't know how to use it.
Okay.
Like I'm interested to do something, but I quite didn't spend time to learn.
See, general purpose I'm telling you, na, router switch is a part of networking team. So you don't know, no need to worry about it. Your part is managing server, that's it. Server configuration, server troubleshooting, server related issue. Forget about networking things. But here I just show you create some complex practical, that's it. If you do not have any knowledge about router, even you don't spell the router, no issue. Just learn, just know that router, what he do. I mean, what is the function of router? That's it. It's fair enough. Okay. Now what I know, I added all this machine back to back into the domain. Okay. Then after all, my next phase practical will work. So here, what I need to do, I guess my firewall is off. Let it be confirm. Now domain firewall is active because after promotion domain controller, domain firewall is be active. Okay, so that is down. Now I will join all this machine back to back in the domain. Okay. This machine will be 11. Now this, remember, this machine, I mean DC1 IP should be mentioned as a primary DNS server. Otherwise, you will not be add this server into the domain. You got my point? Now every file server, every server should have point that domain controller IP address is a DNS. Ten, 11, 12, 13. and send domain controller IP address 10.10.10.10.
Oh, it's not 13. I can't see it's a 13.
Oh,
Is it 13?
sorry.
Sorry.
Now let's join it. And what is the domain controller name? File server 1. Domain name is bt.com. It's saying that it's not able to communicate. Why? What is the reason?
So we check the firewall, we put the proper DNS, and
Firewall stop. Ping 10.10.10. Ping 10.10.10.10. We'll see what is the problem. IP
I got a
config.
same there.
IP config is sim. Okay. Then what is the probable cause of it? Network init. 10.10.13. Firewall also work.
Maybe it's a DNS IP address, no?
Yes, I give it. It's already given, no? 10.10.10. And still it is not able to communicate. That's I want to ask. What happened? Signal is not coming with this. Receive it is not working. Destination host unreachable.
So that's what error we are getting here?
Host is not reachable.
Okay.
That is the reason, boss. See that.
IP address?
Did you know which kind? Why? What is telling is that it's called APIPA.
Apipa.
It's
There
called
is no
APIPA.
DHCP present.
Yes, and that is the reason if he is finished my practical. One kick, he finished all my practical because my domain controller already hosted with this IP address. Now I cannot change it.
Okay, that's why I have a same problem coming last time as well.
Because that is why I given the practical to everyone. Now Sapna, for your information. Now what is the options? If I supposed to be go and create a new domain controller, just restore it.
Restart.
No, restore the snapshot. If I do the snapshot restoration, again it will be on normal machines.
After restoring, we will configure this again.
Yes. Because 1 hour effort is gone. Now you understood the meaning of snapshot?
Yes. It will restore it. It creates a restore point, right?
Yes, it's create the restore point. Exactly. Now it's going the same IP address. Perfect. So next is I just install the ADDS role and then server the name and then promotions. Now did you see how I can fix that part? Otherwise it will take a hell lot of the day. You will not be able to find out where is the communication problem.
That's why I'm thinking. Last time I have the same problem coming. I just remove everything again, start from beginning.
But now you know where is the culprit, right?
Yes, I know that.
Okay, fine. That is why you will improve your knowledge.
Siddharth, if the IP comes in the range of 169 and if we restart the machine, will that take effect and changes?
Generally, I'm telling you, after you create VM, after a long time, if you not assign any IP address, system will automatically assign the 169 IP address. It's called the API path. Okay. Now what happened? Now what happened after next assign the IP address? You are going to create your own IP address. This IP address will not accepted by system. The old IP address will be locked. You got my point? Now you create domain, all the stuff says everything is done, but that old IP address still not released, and you have created the domain controller with this old IP address. Now everything is finished. Again you have to create all those stuff. So before create the domain controller, just check what is my current IP address, that is IP config. Okay, if you see 169, just make fix for that. There is another process of fixing that part. Okay, so but before that I have to make sure that my IP address has been deleted or not. Make sure that it's showing the correct IP address. Just type the command IP config. That's it. It's showing, that means I'm good to go. Just go to the promotion. Guys, be patient, sir. Don't feel bored because this is little bit of critical. I mean, lengthy as practical. Okay, but don't feel bored. We can talk each other, no problem.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, I just gone for water.
Body of the machine is stuck.
Sorry. Okay, no problem. Okay, fine, no props. I hope that this time it will works. Yeah, spinning, and hopefully it will be showing. Perfect. So next is this machines. Okay. What happened? Again, it is a swing problem.
Again we are.
Because you had cloned it.
Because you cloned it, I think.
So clone machine having the same problem. Okay, so
Yeah.
Then you can delete that
no, delete not time is the ultimate solution. I have
and
to,
clone the first one again.
I have to do the troubleshoot. See, the troubleshoot is only disable, enable the whole machine is clear. Disable the link card and enable it. The IP card, I mean, that is the API address is gone.
Yeah, IP is showing disable enable.
Now he can very easily join into the domain.
Dog by disabling and enable it will work.
Sometime work, but in this version work because I have upgraded the VMware workstation from 11 to 14. Now this version it is work, but 11 it will not work. Then 11 have the another remediation. Through this persistent route, you have to stop all those very hectic jobs. So now this version is very cool. Just disable enable. The old version will be old IP will be released.
Okay.
But make sure every time what the IP address is, because in VMware workstation level it's very common that old API is not released. Got my point? Now guys, now every machine in this domain are part of this bt.com. Now what I'm going to create, this machine I'm going to create additional domain controller of the primary domain controller. Okay, so in that case I'm gonna create additional domain controller of bt.com. Primary domain controller DC1 already in place, but I'm going to create additional domain controller. So just gonna go to, but just keep it in mind, any child domain creation or additional domain creation, all the machine should have the member of primary domain. Okay, after once a domain has been done, then you do your whatever modification, but do not do without domain joining. Some people will do, but it's a very hectic thing. I'm telling you, lots of bugs you have to fix, then you have to do. Better that do it after domain joins. Okay, the life will be more easier for you. So perfect. Then what action is required? I'm gonna create additional domain controller. See that already option is selected. Add domain controller to an existing domain. What domain? Which domain? bt.com. Just click on next, and this time it's saying you must have the user account name. So generally what happen actually, you know,
Sorry, Siddharth, I'm very sorry. Actually, I lost my connection. What you told?
Uh, Actually, I'm just going to. I told that any of the domain, child domain promotion or additional domain promotion, every cases you have to bring them in the same domain join. Got my point? Later on, you can do modification whatever you need.
Okay, okay.
Like when you're feeling hungry, and then what you need to do? Definitely, you take some food, right? So food is
Exactly.
the food is only add them into the domain. Later on, after you taking food, you can do dancing, you can go gym everywhere. But necessary, you have to take food. The same thing necessary, the machine have to be joined in the existing domain. Okay. Okay, so for your information, it is not recommended to run everything by built-in administrator. No, it is not good. So create one domain admin. Okay. I think create user and give them domain admin rights. It's now like water to everyone, right? I'm going to create one user, set. So I've added them domain admin rights. So I will logging these machines with domain admin rights and then promote the server into the domain. Perfect. Now my infrastructure is 100% ready, right? Now few of the prerequisites is needed. Now see, DC built successfully, right? Now I'm gonna create namespace. But before we create the namespace, we can create a file share on these two servers. File share on these two servers. That is the mandatory things. So what I need to do?
Sir, this is minimize right now. Because I'm seeing very small.
Minimize. Is everyone can see my screen?
No, I'm not able to see your screen right now.
Now? Now?
The font is is alright. I mean, it's too small, but it's little bit bigger is more nicer.
Now it's okay.
No, Siddharth, no, not okay. Not okay.
Then towards the right side, right, we have those WhatsApp, like what you're communicating. Those are just occupying more area. If you can decrease that.
What you are telling?
This section is occupying more space. So if you can just decrease this and increase the server or the actual server, then it will be more helpful to view.
Now?
No, Siddharth, still not. Siddharth, I share you a snapshot on your WhatsApp.
Okay,
Please
just
see
send
that.
me that. It will be easier for me to understand. I think there's a Google Meet problem. It's not in my hand. Can you guys move and then rejoin once more time? I maybe had problem in the Google Meet ends.
Okay.
Yeah, join.
Same meeting. Just remove and then rejoin. Okay, now it's okay.
Siddharth, minimize this thing, which is open right now.
Now it's okay.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay. Now everything I think it's okay, right? Sapna, Noor?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So
Yeah, my side is okay.
okay, fine. So my DC promotion done. 2 DC I have done. One is one domain controller, another is in another domain controller. Now before I create the namespace, I have to create the file share first. Okay. So file server 1, I have an additional disk. Fine. Even Okay, so just showing you, I have an additional drive, and this drive already a shared folder in place. So I'll just do one thing. I'm just going to delete it, create a new folder for called data record. So call underscore data underscore record. That's it. And the same wise, I'll first make them share call data is now shared. Now just think of it, guys. I have to create the same shared folder for another server as well, because this for replication purpose, right? If I create one shared folder for one server, it will not work. So I have to create the same thing for other server as well. So other server, I do not have any extra additional drive. So I first have to make one additional drive. Disk mgmt.msc. Same wise, guys, make it online, make it initialize disk, create GPT, then new simple drive, next format, right? The next is you have to go your additional drive, create one folder there, same name, okay, same name, that is call underscore record underscore call data underscore call underscore data underscore record, right? Same namespace, same everything. Yeah. So same thing, go to the properties, sharing, everyone, add, read write, share, done. Perfect. Now I'm gonna create, so this has been done successfully. Whatever I have done, I'm just making file share on which server? 2 servers, right? Now I'm going to create namespace for 2 server. Okay, so domain controller will be my namespace server, right? So here, how I get the namespace role? Add namespace features, next, and this time you have to go file and storage services, click on this, you will get DFS namespace. Okay, is that clear? But do not install DFS replication on this to DC. Replication will be installed on file server, namespace will be installed on domain controller. Clear?
Yeah, got it.
Yes.
Got it.
If you install replication on file server, your server will be dead. You will not supposed to maintain this kind of replication.
Yeah, you mean it's installed in the replication in a domain controller?
Exactly. So don't do by mistake. So namespace done successfully. Same thing I will do for this particular domain controller and add those features, files and storage, DFS namespace. Next, install. Perfect. Now what I need to do, I am going to create namespace. While we create the namespace, I will create one virtual folder. Now I'm telling you the procedure. Okay. First, you know this is my DC, right? This is my DC, and under this is to a file server. This is to a file server. Now I am create namespace on here, on here. These two namespace are pointed each other, right? Now namespace, under namespace I have created one virtual folder. This folder doesn't have any original location. I mean, there is no existing. That file folders will contain the actual share path. Got it? Now this particular folder will contain this to this, and finally these two folders under these two machines I will create replication, this between this to this. Sorry, is that clear? This is the architecture and summary. So that I am going to create. So by domain controller, all machine is the part of domain. I am going to namespace on these two machines has been done. Now I create a virtual file and create a namespace. While create the namespace, I need to create virtual folder. That virtual folder will contain actual file server. Same ways, do the same things, because once you do one thing, it will be automatically replicated to another one. No need to create two times. After this time done, then we will create replication configuration for this to file server. Clear? Perfect. Now both the machines have replication, namespace has been done. So just go to the run, do dfs mgmt.msc. Perfect. Now see that. Now see that nothing namespace is there. You just install it. You got my point? You just install. Now you are going to create new namespace. Now you're going to create new namespace. You have to mention which server is your namespace server, right? So as I told, DC is your namespace server. So now here you just select DC1 and DC1 at a time. So next, and this what is your namespace name? Remember these things. You no need to mention the domain name. Domain name automatically added here. Just I mention teleproduct. You got my point? Teleproduct.
What is teleproduct?
Teleproduct. Under this teleproduct, all the folders will be there. Call data records, all those stuffs. You got my point? As I told you that example, Noor coming from UK to Pakistan. Now he comes to where? He comes to airport. So this is the airport. After this airport, there is a many options. Which flight you have to take? You got my point? But he have to come airport. So this is a namespace example. Through this,
so this is actually a virtual box.
No, it's not the virtual box. Through this namespace, you will access these file servers. Namespace. Namespace is what? Something name you are searching is earlier IP address, right? Now onwards, you will searching with your domain name and namespace. You got my point?
Okay, so it's additional things.
Exactly. So this is related to your public permission and those. This is required product. I mean, once you are in project based, then they will tell you which permission you will give which one. But generally, testing purpose it's not required. Teleproduct. Namespace name is teleproduct. Go to the next. Now it's look like this. Once you search /run/bt.com/teleproduct, you will see all the folders created under this namespace will show. Now you understand what is the namespace, Azam?
So that's a little bit confusion I have.
No problem.
Like,
no problem. I am telling you that. See, generally earlier what you did? Earlier you did // IP address something like that, right? Yeah. Now onwards you no need to do IP address. Just type your domain name, that is bt.com, and after that there is a different because I am creating this share which is related to telecom part. So that is why I am calling their namespace, which is teleproduct. Now if I do the teleproduct slash, under this teleproduct, what is related folders are available for teleproduct, all will be shown. Next one,
got your point now. You want to convey that according to requirement,
exactly,
name the product.
Exactly.
Like if I require call, so related to, we have to mention call product.
Exactly. Now instead of teleproduct, you want to mention that I am creating another namespace. Don't worry, I will create another namespace for infrastructure. In that infrastructure, it's related to engineering products, right? So this is the namespace. Through this namespace, you can access the folder. You got my point?
Got it.
Yeah. So create that. Now see, it's look like this. You got my point? Now if you just type it here, doesn't will come out. Why? Because nothing created on these folders. If I do run, nothing will work because you have not created any file folder there.
Yeah, no file inside this. That's why.
And this is, if you want to create neither anything there, you got my point, he will not allow you to create any folder there because it's a logical concept. But keep in mind, this namespace, only namespace server 1 DC01, you have to create the redundancy, right? So in that case, you have to do add namespace server, that is DC02, DC2, white, I guess, whatever it is. Now it will put injecting that namespace to DC02 over remote. I know one guy who manage only DFS, his yearly salary is 12 lakhs. Okay. Now see, namespace is now redundant by 2DC, as I told you. Just seen that picture. DC1, DC2, namespace available, right? There is a connection. Now I am going to create the virtual folders, and this virtual folder will hold the actual file server. Got it? So now here is the option new folders.
So then what is the need of virtual folder here?
Virtual folder actually pointing to actual file server. From here you cannot add actual file server. You got my point? From
Okay,
here,
we are not able to access that directly.
No. I'm telling you the concept. See, I'm telling you the concept is here virtual folders. I have write down the picture wrong. That is why it create the confusions. So virtual folder not looking the same site. Okay, let me draw the picture again. So just a minute. It was not correctly okay. So that is why you making confusions. So you did promotions domain controller 1, domain controller 2. Right? So this is DC-01 and this is DC-02. Now as you know, there is a connection between these two machines, fine, and you install the namespace there, fine. Now you thought that two namespace will hold two different file server, or if you have a 3 server, is it not possible? How? Because how come they will hold 3 different file server? For that only you create one folder there, that is a virtual folder, and that virtual folder will hold 3 different file server. You got my point? it's look like this. Now I'm gonna create this folder.
So is there any policy like we not able to just access file server directly?
How come?
Then-
Namespace will not able to hold the multiple file server. You try to understand. Namespace will hold folder only. Now if you create directly folder, you can create one file server at a time, not multiple server. For multiple server, you have to create folders, and that folder can multiple allocate different file sources. Create.
Okay.
Actually, this folder does not exist, but I mean physically. This is a virtual concept. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah. So I am creating under teleproduct. I am creating call data record. Call underscore data underscore record. Clear? Now it will point actual file targets, folder targets. Which one? I'm gonna select the file server 1 and file server 1, and then while I select the file server 1, you will see there call data record already shared. Click on OK. Again I am just create which server? File server 2. Now file server 2, if I select, same call data record is in the page. Now see, if you have a 4, 5, 7, 8, you can select like that. Clear? Now same share folder I have created, now call underscore data underscore record on file server 1 and call underscore data underscore 2, create file server 2. Clear or not?
Yes, sir, now clear. So, what I observe, tele record is a kind of virtual, right? Virtual folder only.
No, tele product is the namespace, and call data record I am here creating here, so you can make it different namespace. Just a minute, hold on. हाँ सर बोलिए. हाँ বলছি স্যার বলুন. हाँ हाँ हाँ. স্যার বলছি কি আমি বলছি কি আমার এই নেক্সট উইকে না আমার একটা মানে একটা মানে ফ্যামিলি এনগেজমেন্ট মতো আছে, তো আমি এই নেক্সট উইকটা থাকবো না, আমি তার পরের উইক থেকে পুরো ফ্রি।
সেটা ঠিক আছে, তো আপনি যখনই ক্লাস শুরু করবেন আমাকে এক উইক আগে আমি বলেছিলাম আপনাকে কনফার্ম করার জন্য। এবারে সেকেন্ড উইক থেকে আসে আপনি বলে আমি তো আপনি আমাকে মানে পরের উইক ইয়ে করতে হয়, তবে আপনাকে অ্যাটলিস্ট 5 থেকে 7 দিন আগে আপনি আমার কাছে কনফার্মেশনটা করবেন অ্যাডমিশন।
তাহলে আমি কবে করবো স্যার বলুন? আচ্ছা আমি আপনাকে বলে রাখছি, আচ্ছা তাহলে আমি আপনাকে বলে রাখছি, এই যে আজকে তো 7 তারিখ, তাহলে স্যার আমি 7 আমি শুরু করতে চাই মানে 21-22 থেকে। 13 তারিখ 14 তারিখ হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ আমি পেমেন্ট করে আপনাকে কনফার্মেশন করে দেবো। তাহলে স্যার আমি কি একাই হব এই ব্যাচে নাকি আর কেউ আছে? আচ্ছা মানে আমি তো স্যার প্রথম থেকেই শিখবো, তো মানে কোনো ক্লাস এক্সট্রা হয়ে যায়নি তো 2-3টে ক্লাস এরকম? ঠিক আছে স্যার, পুরো একদম বেসিক লেভেল থেকে আমি অফিস 365টা মানে শিখতে চাই স্যার। ঠিক আছে, ওকে স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। আমি আপনাকে পেমেন্টটা পাঠিয়ে দেবো এই 13-14 তারিখে, ফোন করে আপনাকে পেমেন্টটা পাঠিয়ে দেবো। ঠিক আছে, ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। Okay, fine. So now this has been done. File server 1, file server 2, called underscore data. You can change this virtual folder name is different name, no issue. So you can make it call data record. This is a virtual file. You got my point. There's no such a mandatory. He will contact to actual file server. So make it okay. Now he's saying, do you want to create replication group? As of now, then you say no, I will create it later. Clear? Now I am telling you, see what happened. This call data record, if you are seeing, and this call data record is actually pointing to these are the file server. Okay. Now I am showing you I am just showing you that magic of this part. Now, guys, you just type it out. No need to remember your files IP, anything. Forget about it. Just type bt.com and then teleproduct. This is the namespace which comes all the telecom related product. Once you create, only one folder is created, call data record. Now if you click on call data record, a space will open. Now you create one file there, right? Let's say CDR. Now you told which machine it will go, file server 1 or file server 2? Tell me. Who can tell me that notepad will going to which server, file server 1 or file server 2?
Is not gonna go to both?
Actually I'm telling you, in this situation, that is I'm telling you now. You are creating file there, right? You are creating file there.
Yeah.
How come it will be go 2 machine at a time? If you have a 3 machine, 3 file will be go there. No. Any of the machine it will be come, and it is totally decided by the replication server. That means DFS replication will decide which server he will create the files, right? And that is many things. Depends on the nearest location, nearest the reachability, network latency. He will create a nearest server, that part. Now what happened? Others 2 server, then how come they will get this file? After this replication configure. Clear?
Oh, yeah.
This is the actual scenario of this practicals. Now I see, let's say I'm going to the physical share path. This is my file server 1. Let's see, is this come to not? File server 1 means, that means it is on priority, not like that. This is my share folder. CDR file comes there. If I go to file server 2, CDR come file not there. That means any one of the server DFS connecting, it depends on him. We don't know which server is connecting. It's totally depend by him. It is a automated election process. So with his nearest friend to DFS, he is connecting and put them file there. But how come file server 2 will get this file? Based on the replication will configure file server 1 and file server 2, then only file will be replicated. You got my point?
Yes, sir. Now the replication feature come here.
Yes. Now what I need to do, see, before that, again I know that the people having still doubt on namespace. So one namespace I have created teleproducts, another namespace I will create. Okay, another namespace I will create new namespace. That is for infra. Okay, next, create. Perfect. Now under this infra I will create the folders. Okay, but before that I will redundant with another namespace server, which is DC02. Perfect. Now in this infra I will create folders, let's say engineering, let's say engineering, but before that again I have to create different folders, different shared folders. Okay, So in here engineering, and the same engineering will be have to share with everyone. Okay, so now I will map this engineering to this infra. So now you see in file server 1 call data record also there, engineering also there. This time I will select engineering. So the same way I will go to the file server 2, and select engineering. Got it? Clear? No. Now see that infra will hold engineering related folders, all those stuffs. Teleproduct will hold call data related. Now in undersys teleproduct you can create ample amount of folders, but before that, while create folders you need to create an actual folder target like that I created, engineering and call data record front of you. Same thing you have to create. So here in DFS this kind of information will come. Create a folder under the namespace infra. Create a folder name telerecord under this teleproduct. So in that case what you need to do, before create a virtual folder you have to giving them request to storage team or Windows team. If it is storage box then request to storage team. If it is a Windows box, request to Windows team. That's create one file share with name teleproduct. How many your file server? You have to give them that share. After that you create one virtual folder and map them to that particular file server. Is that clear or not? Is that clear or not?
Yes, yes.
So now any of the work machine, let's say you have connected right now, there is no another computer. Let's consider this is your laptop. You just select it, domain, you forget about anything, just select bt.com, and then even you don't know the for proper namespace, just make it /. You will find out infra. Forget about netlog and sysball, that is a different, that is a domain, I will tell you later on. So infra and teleproducts are coming. So now if you click on teleproduct, what are the folders under it? Just click on there, you will find out call data product was there. Okay, so you are not understanding what is the data under infra. Just select /, you will see that engineering folder was there. That is my cup of tea. So click select, okay. Now you work there. Got my point or not? Now you got my point or not?
Yes, yes.
Sapna, Noor?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm able to. And there is some function at my place means outside, so the speaker is.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Just understood. If you stuck anywhere, just stop me and then ask me question. Okay. So perfect. This part has been done successfully. Now what I need to do, I will create replication between file server 1 and file server 2. So for that only, I have to install file replication service on that particular machines. Two things you have to remember. DC will install DFS namespace role, file server will install file server replication services. while you create the namespace and align folders, never configure this replication on DC. These two things always remember. Okay, so now see, there is options DFS replication. Okay.
So that next week you're not available, right?
Next week practical class will be, I am expecting, if I am supposed to able to do it, then I will try to do it on Friday nights. But if I am not supposed to accommodate that time, then next week might I'm not available. Okay, because I'm very much sorry, and just because of this next week I have a testing, so I'll try to do it on Friday nights. But if I'm not able to accommodate, then next week might be leave for you guys. So try to.
It's good. Actually, it's good for us. We can repeat our back topic.
Exactly, exactly. So in this length period of time, you can guys repeat all those your previous videos and all. Got my point?
Yes.
See, but I'll be logging in on Friday. So.
No, that's what I'm telling you now. Because next week I will not be available. I expecting that I will complete this practical training on Friday nights. So Friday night, that is also not confirmed, because other peoples have their practicals and all those stuffs. So might be next week not available. We not available. So in this period of time, you have a lengthy. That means 14 days in your hand. Okay. And these 14 days, I hope you will watch all your previous video, okay, and and you will be in the same track. You got my point?
Yes. Good.
Perfect. So now I have installed file application services here, okay. Shall I install or I forget what?
I think you done it.
Okay, let me check on.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, fine. So next is I have go to file server 2. Fine. So now file replication service has been completed. I am gonna create replication services. So same, you have to go disk mgmt.msc. Sorry. DFS mgmt.msc. In this replication, just click on this replication module. Okay, right now you do not have any replication created. So here first you have to create new replication group. Okay, first one is the new replication group, second one is the add replication group. So There's a two different meanings. I'm telling you what does it mean. First one is the new replication group. Right now you do not have any replication, so this is a new replication group. Second one is add replication group to display, to show all the stuffs. And next one is, you know, delegated management permission, disable topology verification, view. That's it. Okay. So I'm going to create new replication groups. And always this group is multi-purpose replication group. That means we will use mesh topologies. Okay. So the mesh topologies is look like this. If there is one server, there is a one server, there is a one server, there is a room server. So mesh topology means it's a crossfire technologies. This is called mesh topology. Okay, we will use replication based on this mesh topology. Meanwhile, let's say this machine is out of market, maybe down. Other three easily can communicate from this to this, from this to this, from this to this. Got my point? This is the mesh topology actually.
Yes.
Now here, name of the replication group, what you need to do. So I am creating teleproduct. This machine for teleproduct namespace. This replication for teleproduct namespace. For engineering, I will create different namespace. For engineering, I will create different replication groups. Okay. So this is for teleproduct. And replication symbol is look like this. Okay. Teleproducts. Now here you have to find your file server there. File server 1, file server 2. Everything you did sequentially, then you will not face any error. If you done any problem, you will face error here. Now your practical is finished. If you are getting error here, then all our effort is gone. Perfect. So now what I do, I will select this to server, go to the next, using full mesh, just take that picture, full mesh. It is hub and spoke and this is full mesh. Hub and spoke not work here, we'll have to set full mesh. Click on next. Bandwidth. Now bandwidth you can utilize full, because many people, many company, they will do the DFS replication after their business hours. So business hours end is 7:30, but probably on 8. So make it, they will schedule after 8:30. Got my point? So that in case network will be a delay, no matter, because no one is working here. Enter the night, they will replicate files, and tomorrow morning once the people come, the file will be intact on all consistency level. Clear? Now primary member is file server 1, go to the next, and you have to select the path. Okay. So file server 1, where you have created, this is for call data record. Okay. So file server 1 call data record will be replicate to which one, you know, and also I'm gonna create engineering as well. Okay. Go to the next, and this is, see that file server 2 was not set. If you go to the next by mistake, your replication will not work. You have to edit and select it properly, enable it. So select here, you have to select call data record again here. Okay, and again you will have to go engineering as well. So what I'm doing, okay, so sorry, I have done one mistake, so I have wrongly created two files. Sorry,
like that first one is not shown.
yeah.
Call
Data record, yeah. So this is, you know, I have to do it. Call data, I was wrongly created, no matter. Call data record. Now see that replication group teleproduct, replication group description, something, replication group member file server 1, file server 2, topology type full mesh. Now how the direction will work? File server 2 to file server 1, then again file server 1 to file server 2. This one default scheduled replication is full bandwidth. Okay, so these all are configured here. NTFS permission. Okay, I'm gonna create. Again, I'm telling you, if you did end-to-end correct configuration, you will not face any error. If you done anything wrong, you will face error. Replication will not begin until the configuration is picked up by the members of the replication group. The amount of time will take depends on the Active Directory domain service replication latency as well as polling interval. So it means you have created the replication as of now. Now you are expecting file will be replicate each other. No, it will take time. At least 1 or 2 hours it will take. Okay, because it's the replication. How come will be moved? Because this is all together Active Directory. It will work with all together Active Directory replication speeds. Okay, so one of your replication is completed successfully. Now if you wait at least 1 or 2 hours, you will see that file server 2 also have that particular files. That means call data record will be, I have created one notepad there, right? The same will be replicated here. So this is altogether DFS replication. Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, no, sir, not needed as of now.
So that is why I am telling you, we have couple of weeks we have did the very huge practicals. So next week it's leave. Now 14 days in your hands from now onwards. Just watch all the video from day 1. Okay, and keep on times, and this time you will do the practice. Okay guys, I'm telling you, today nights you will do practical with Sapna. So Sapna first will do practicals, whatever you have done, you just help him. After that you also did your practicals, right? Jointly you have done all your pending practicals. Now next week don't do this practical today. You got it, it will not you can accommodate that time today. So next week Monday you do your practicals, and Wednesday Noor will do the practicals. You got my point?
Yeah, Tuesday I will do my practical.
No, not Tuesday. Tuesday I have a UK batch. So Monday you will do, and Wednesday Noor will do. Clear?
Yeah. So Wednesday is the same time, yeah?
Wednesday 10 p.m. IST. 10 p.m. IST.
10.
So Siddharth, my time.
When I will do today?
Sorry?
Today and when? Today I'm going to do, and next when?
Today you have to go. You have to do next. As you know, that Saturday Sunday I will not be available. So probably after I come back next Saturday Sunday you both did you. Okay, no, next Saturday Sunday also.
Will take leave.
Actually, you are working only Saturday Sunday. No, that is it. Create a problem. So in middle of the Friday nights, if you accommodate, that is fine. Okay, no problem. No problem. After that,
Like if Aram or Noor is working, they can ask me to join. I'll join.
yeah. Do your pen. Say even if you need a whole day, whole nights to do the practicals, I do not have any issue. Take the server, do it practical. If you want to continue by 6, you can do it, no matter, because I think Sapna I have a night shift. I mean, so if you do it 4 p.m., 4 a.m. or 3 a.m., so tomorrow morning you can no need to hurry to join office, so you can do it, no problems.
Siddharth, you change my time like Tuesday to Monday.
Yeah, for this week only. Okay.
For this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monday as usual 10:15 guys, I'm requesting 10:15, so connect 10:15, do your practicals. Okay.
Sure.
And today after you work with Sapna and shut down the VM. Okay. Shut down the machines. Yeah. I'm sending the video material, that particular drive. I hope everyone have that drive link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
If you want, I can share the dump link again, because keep it handy. Okay, this will not change. So keep it handy, and this will not change day to day wise. I will upload the video from day to day wise. From there, you can download your video. Got my point?
So, Siddharth, my practical is gonna be not this
Wednesday.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
So fine. I am telling you, everyone, any pending practical you have now. So the day you taking the server, try to complete full. There is no time concept. The day I'll give you the practicals. 10:15. That's what I've given you. After 10:15, no slots. 10:15, 11:15, 12:15, 1 p.m. Sorry, 1 a.m. 2 a.m. If you complete by 3 a.m., no matter, after that, shut down the servers. Okay, but do not remain any practical. It's very mandatory things. So Sapna will connect today. What that pending practical, please complete by today. Next is DFS practical is remain, and this DFS practicals, next week I will arrange. Let's see how I can give you. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, hello. Siddharth, one question I have.
Yeah.
So, because today I learned this DFS, so can I do this practical today only?
But your pending practical last week, site and subnets?
No. Pending practical I will do on Monday.
That's your choice, no problem. Then if you do it DFS, that will be more helpful for Sapna as well. Sapna will
Yeah, because what happened now, today only, right?
Then
That
do
is
one
very
thing.
good
Then do one thing. Both you do DFS practical today, because no need to create server all build. Just restore the snapshot and OS will be fresh. Then we will start practical, right? So
Sure.
you do the DFS practical today. After today practical, just help her. That's what is pending practical. You do him one by one. Clear?
Sure.
Yeah. Fine, guys. Thank you. We'll meet you after next week. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Please share the guys to me.
Yeah.